What exactly is the solution to this problem? You see, the entire code will just keep repeating itself ad infinitum, and we will have to continue debasing currency in order to try to offset the debt payments because the growth of the GDP is not rapid enough. The gross domestic product, GDP, can be thought of as the economic cash flow that is responsible for paying off the debts. All of those kinds of things are going to be cut by the Federal Reserve because they believe that if GDP growth is low, interest rates need to be low as well. However, when the growth of the GDP slows down, the growth of debt continues to balloon, and you will need to continue refinancing all of this debt because there is not enough growth to grow your way out of an economy that is based on debt. On the other hand, things started to change on the margins, and they really picked up speed over COVID. For starters, I believe that Amazon currently employs a greater number of robots than it does humans. When it comes to productivity, we are currently on the verge of entering what is commonly referred to as the exponential age. Robots taking over the financial sector, bringing about a complete and utter transformation, and a great deal more. This is the reason why the video that I am going to share with you all is of such great importance. Raoul is probably familiar to many of you because of the videos that I have produced in the past, or simply because you have watched his own work that is accessible on the internet. In addition to that, he recently made a statement that was quite bizarre. We are about to reach the most volatile phase of this cryptocurrency cycle. However, it is important to note that this also applies to XRP. At the same time that Raoul was bringing up the topic of money printing, it is not something that is going to disappear. In the future, this is something that will be maintained. The only way that governments are aware of how to expand their economies within the framework of the flawed system in which they currently function is through this method. In all honesty, it is not based on the merits of the business. As a result of the fact that it is dependent on increasing the money supply and ideally gaining more business as a consequence of there being more liquidity in the markets, it is not at all sustainable for the individuals who are conducting transactions with the currency within the civilization in question. The firms might benefit tremendously from it, the banks might benefit greatly from it, but you and I are not going to benefit from it. Because of this, I am creating this film in order to bring attention to the fact that this is the case and to discuss the ways in which we can make use of the phenomena that are currently taking place for our own benefit. Because at the end of the day, that is exactly what we are. As investors, I would like to expand our portfolio. We are looking to increase our money. What we are doing is exactly that. That like button has to be smashed in order for this movie to be viewed by all members of the XRP army. First, let's talk about that. In other words, the emergence of robots is only getting started. A number of robotics businesses are currently in the spotlight, including Tesla with its Optimus robot, Figure, Boston Dynamics, and a whole host of other companies. Due to the fact that they possess dexterity, humanoid robots are beginning to significantly replace humans. In the same way that machine learning was designed to be used for certain tasks, artificial intelligence may be applied to a far wider range of applications. Multitasking robots are going to be presented to us. As a result, this begins to contribute to the inadequate number of and beings in the population. On the other hand, the robots will require more time to scale the actual hardware. It is necessary for you to produce it. It is necessary for you to design it. But it is on its way. AI is the key to unlocking this situation. AI is essentially an endless amount of human knowledge. Now, the reason why the magic formula is effective is because we have built an economic system based on scarcity, which includes scarcity of labor and scarcity of knowledge. We have also taxed for it. In light of the fact that the machine era and even the Industrial Revolution were able to alleviate the labor shortage, we have witnessed a shift toward economies that are focused on the provision of services for human beings. Because of this, we have adapted and relocated to locations that need less of our manual effort than we were previously accustomed to. It's true that there is a lot of manual labor, but it's been moving forward for quite some time. Knowledge, whether it be that of a simple employee working in a retail store or that of a lawyer, surgeon, doctor, accountant, creative designer, or brand marketer, will soon be replaced by artificial intelligence. This is the problem. If you have knowledge, you will be replaced by AI. For the most part, the models are now capable of doing a significant amount of that. On the other hand, the advancement of these models is likely to quicken over the next 5 or 6 years. What's interesting right now is the present moment. In a sense, We are operating on the assumption that these models have an intelligence level of approximately 100. That is the kind of intelligence that is typical of humans. However, I believe that this is a flawed perspective because it possesses an intelligence level of 100 in every subject that is known to humans. That makes it a polymath with an IQ of 100 in every subject. As these models continue to scale and as breakthroughs continue to be made, which they will be in the next 12 to 24 months, we will observe that the average intelligence level of artificial intelligence will go from 100 to 400 and eventually to 1,000. In addition, there are individuals who are capable of saying onto a million as many times as this computer. There is a system that we cannot comprehend that is the intelligence of a human being. Additionally, I do not wish to delve into the specifics of what all of that entails right now. When it comes to our financial destinies, I believe that the economic singularity is the most essential thing that we can do for ourselves. And that is the reason I am here to have a conversation with you. As a result, the economic singularity that Raoul goes on to describe is essentially a place where there is infinite productivity and infinite scalability. This is due to the fact that online computing, softwares and hardwares, robotics, and artificial intelligence are all working together to achieve the goal of being self-sufficient, continuously expanding their knowledge base, and providing even better service to humans. They are essentially replacing the service industry with robotics and artificial intelligence, which is insane. However, it seems more realistic when you start to look at how robotics is advancing so incredibly quickly in all of the most advanced economies in the world, such as China, the United States of America, and some parts of Europe as well. One example of artificial intelligence with robotics is a real-life robot that is capable of performing backflips, completing parkour courses, and serving ice cream to humans. All of these are things that are taking place in China and the United States right now. When you take all of this into consideration, you will see that in 10 or 15 years from now, businesses will be very different from what we know them to be today, and the financial framework will also be dramatically altered. And I say that if we are able to optimize everything to the same degree and on the same scale, I mean that a lot of us would be able to enjoy our lives and not have to worry about labor since everything. The fact of the matter is that cryptocurrency is going to be an essential component of that event, even though it is possible that this may be a dystopian scenario or that it could be frightening, because we are going to require on-chain evidence that cannot be disputed and cannot be verified for each and every sort of record and transaction in order for this world to function in a manner that satisfies our expectations and reduces the likelihood of fraud and worries over the aforementioned types of things. As a result, I believe that XRP is going to play a significant role in regards to that. I believe that Bitcoin is going to play a significant role in that. I have a strong belief that Ethereum will all play a significant role in that, and this is precisely the reason why I am trading all of these cryptocurrencies based on information of this kind. I make use of my Crusader signal on a daily basis, and I keep the members of my Crypto Crusader free Telegram channel informed on the many types of signals that I use. The function of my indicator is to do this. In addition to displaying buys and sells, it regularly identifies both the lowest and highest prices in the market. The chart, which includes all of the buy and sell signals, demonstrates that it has been accurate over the past few months and really over the past year. This is something that can be seen very clearly here. It has also been absolutely accurate. This has been actually back-tested on Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin, Tesla shares, and everything else you can think of. It performs exceptionally well. As a result, if you are interested in gaining access to this signal, if you want to improve your crypto game, and if you want to gain access to information that almost no one else in the markets has access to, then you are getting lucky by watching the video that is being presented today. You are able to gain access to all of this beginning today, and you are also able to participate in the community that is Crypto Crusader. Establish a subscription to the Crusader signal on a monthly basis. When you are finished participating in this activity, you should sign up for the Crypto Crusader community. It is possible for you to access the Discord server by just going to the top of my website and pressing the community button. This will also take you to the Discord server. Can participate in both of them. In the description of this movie, you will find the link to both of these resources. For the benefit of all of you amazing people, I will also post the indication link down here. Congratulations! You'll all see me in the next video, I promise. A lot of love, rest in peace.